bridge between us. In the small, sun-drenched town of Abeokuta, Nigeria, where red dust clung to sandals and the smell of roasted plantain danced through the air, 3 friends were born into separate families but shared the same street, and eventually, the same heart. Jide, the oldest, was tall, quiet, and always thinking. His father ran a struggling pharmacy, and Jide, even from a young age, was often seen delivering medicines on his bicycle, his worn-out notebook stuffed in his pocket, dreaming of becoming a doctor. Femi, the jokester, came from a loud, loving household. His father was a mechanic, his mother a trader. Laughter always poured from their compound. Femi had a wild imagination, dreamed of becoming a filmmaker, and was the glue that kept the trio light and laughing. Then there was Tund, the youngest. His life wasn't easy. His mother died when he was 6, and his father, a tailor, battled depression. Tund often looked like he was carrying the weight of the world, but his eyes were sharp, and he was brilliant with numbers. Everyone thought he'd grow up to be an engineer. They met at St. Jude's Primary School, became close in SS1, and by the time they wrote their WEC exams, they had created a bond strong enough to survive anything, or so they thought. After secondary school, life started to shift. Jide got a partial scholarship to study medicine at the University of Ibadan. Femi stayed behind, working part-time with his dad while filming skits with borrowed phones and broken tripods, posting them on YouTube and TikTok. Tund, despite his brilliance, had to pause school. His father had fallen seriously ill, and he worked nights as a cashier to support them. For a while, they tried to stay in touch. Group chats buzzed. Birthday calls were made. But life, as it often does, got louder. Jide buried himself in books and hospital rounds. Femi began to go viral. One of his comedy skits hit 1 million views, and suddenly he was being interviewed by bloggers. Tund, exhausted, watched the world move on while he quietly struggled to pay rent, eat, and keep his father alive. One December, they were all supposed to meet at their old corner for Christmas. Only Tund showed up. Chapter 3, The Breaking Point. 2 years later, Tund's father died. None of his friends knew, he didn't tell them. He didn't know how to. They hadn't spoken in over a year. Jide was now in his housemanship year, barely sleeping, barely living. Femi was flying to Lagos and Accra for shows, his name known across West Africa. One night, Jide got a call from a strange number. "Hello? Please, this is Tund's neighbor. He collapsed at work and is in bad shape." Jide didn't even pause. He boarded a night bus to Abeokuta. Femi, when he heard, flew from Abuja the next day. They found Tund lying in a cramped hospital ward, pale and unconscious, with no one by his side. The doctor said he had been working too hard, hadn't eaten in days, and collapsed from exhaustion. That night, Jide and Femi sat beside his bed, silent. "We failed him," Femi whispered. Jide nodded. "We let go of the rope." When Tund woke up, he cried. Not from pain, but from the shock of seeing his friends at his side. "I thought you both forgot me," he said, barely above a whisper. "No," Jide said, taking his hand. "We forgot ourselves, but we're here now." Femi, tears running down his cheeks, held his other hand. "We're not letting go again." They helped Tund recover. Femi offered to sponsor his return to university. Jide called in favors and got him a place at his hospital support program. Together, they rebuilt the bridge they had almost burned. Years passed. Tund graduated with first-class honors in engineering. Femi started a foundation for underprivileged youth and included Tund on the board. Jide, now a practicing doctor, started a free clinic in Abeokuta with both friends donating time and funds. One sunny afternoon, the three stood outside the newly built Unity Youth Resource Center, named in honor of Tund's late father. It was their joint project, a place where kids could come after school, get help, dream bigger. A local journalist asked them, "What made you do all this together?" Jide looked at his two brothers and said simply, "Life separated us, but love brought us back." Femi grinned, "And trust kept us here." Tund nodded, smiling. "Sometimes, family isn't who you're born with. It's who never lets you fall." Every December, The three meet at that same street corner in Abeokuta. No matter where the world takes them, busy schedules, long flights, emergencies, they never miss it again. Because now they understand, true friendship isn't just about being there when it's easy. It's being there when it's not. And that's what made them more than friends. They became each other's home.